Hello, everybody. All right. How is everybody today? Cool. Yeah, I thought I would. Piano styles, first year, luxury is the best trade in the world. Yeah, the MJ of crypto. Georgette, Tom, Anthony, good morning. Therwin, Eric, Tony. All right, yes, everyone, smash up the likes and let's have a look. I want to have a look today at, both the lower term timeframes and some of the more macro stuff that we've got going on, because I do feel like this is a pretty interesting, well, this is going to be a pretty interesting week for Bitcoin and just markets in general. I think we'll go across some of the legacy markets as well, just to take a look at those. And yeah, I do think this is going to be a pretty interesting week. So Bitcoin right now, let's just have a look at it. So we have had this other move down. It's trying to take these lows, isn't it? It's really trying. So we have these lows down here that it just can't quite reach at the moment. So again, this kind of possibly we're in the midst of this bear trap at the moment. However, I do think I slightly favour more downside short term before a much bigger move up immediately afterwards, basically. So I do think we can get another move down, and again, I'm going to just cover why. And I do think that probably happens in the next few hours. So maybe once US markets open, I do think stocks will start red today. And then I think the entire market will get a reversal probably later on today. So I think it's going to be a really interesting day today, but looking for downside first before a move up. So just make sure again, you don't really want to be overexposed again here. This is very low volume stuff, and I just don't think we're going to get that strength in the market just yet. So yeah, first of all, let's cover some of the stuff that we had at the weekend. Okay, so we know quite clearly, let's just remove some of this from the chart. Let's just hide this session VWAP for a second. Do I have water? Yes, I do. Good. So, okay, we had this move up. This was Thursday or something like that. And then we had this prolonged move down on Friday night, which we were covering in that stream. What happened over the weekend? Very simple. You come up into your golden pocket area. Okay, and then as we had the move in to CME open, this was a very simple, okay, CME closed. Where did it close? It closed 9:30 on the 11th. Was it? Or was it like down here somewhere? I can't remember. I have to just check this again. Where is it on my chart? Which candle was it? It was this one, wasn't it? It was this one here that was the CME close. So I'll put that as gap, even though it wasn't a gap. So you have this move down just an hour before CME opens, comes below. Then as soon as the CME market opens, let's just have a look at it on here. You have, oh, is it not there today? What's going on? So I actually missed the whole pump. Ah, okay, yeah, it opened a bit later. Ignore that, what I was saying. Yeah, basically, we have this move down into that CME open, immediately take liquidity up at these highs here before actually getting the proper move out of that. So this was a relatively straightforward swing failure pattern of these highs. There was still resistance there. It was unlikely that you're just going to get big continuation from this. And then, of course, this does drop off a little bit lower. So, yeah, let's, again, at the moment, price is just currently below the VWAP. So I don't see any real sign of strength until we get past this VWAP. I would still be looking at this. It could turn around here. It could turn around here. So I'm seeing, yeah, just looking. Oh man, just looking at the chat, and yeah, I will. I'll cover some of that in a minute. So I'm not in a position at the moment, so I have gone quite flat. I'm just waiting for some confirmation on this. So again, let me repeat, we did have that short from last night after, of course, being able to get into a long, then it was just flat today. just waiting for some confirmation of where this is. I would be surprised to see this not take out the lows. However, if it doesn't, if it can get above VWAP at this stage, then I do think that's very bullish overall on the market. We are seeing definite absorption here. So yeah, let's just wait and see what happens. We've got the daily open. Where was the daily open? All the way up here somewhere. Let's just mark that on the chart. For some reason, Bybit removed all of my drawings this morning, so I just had to get everything back onto the chart again. I'm going to mark this. Do I want to mark that daily level? I guess we could. We could mark this daily level as something just in case we do come below. But ultimately, I think we're looking down here if this does get a breakdown further. Okay. So yeah, what else do we have going on? Let's just zoom out a little bit, and we can see again we did have some confluence for this move down overnight, just coming back into our point of control. Okay, so you can see here how we have the point of control for this range, and then it had the swing failure pattern of these highs, got caught below the point of control, and then that of course initiated this move down, and we are where we are right now. So yeah, all right, I need to Ashcan, as always, thinks that his scenario is going to play out because he always thinks he's right. You might be right on this occasion, but yeah, you're often not, and that's just the way that the market is. So yeah, I'm not really taking paying much attention to that at all so far today. Um, you said you took a long according to Luke's TA. Yeah, let's focus on your own trading, and yeah, it really doesn't matter who's wrong or right. It's about trading and making money in this market. So I'm just here to cover what we've got at the moment. So yeah, not in a position. If I see a sign of strength, we could get that with a reclaim of this VWAP, then I'll happily take a long because it doesn't have to take the lows here. And I do think we're about to see a short squeeze. I'm seeing people that are much less experienced in the market getting very, very bearish right now. And everyone's kind of saying, oh, 40k, 39k. I just don't see that happening. We could see another move down. I do think it's likely that, well, actually, maybe not likely. It would be really interesting if this doesn't take the lows, but we'll monitor this, and that's why I'm doing this live, because I think it's an interesting time. But anyway, now we're seeing a little bit of a move up, so let's just see what we can do. This could be a potential short if you do think it's going to go lower. So if you are a bear here, naming no names, I know there's a lot of people that are looking lower. If you are looking lower, then we're at VWAP, okay? Take a short, put your money where your mouth is, and take the short, because if this is going to go lower and this is going to go for 40k, we're not going to get past this level. So yeah, let's just monitor how this goes. I'm not taking a trade at the moment. I just don't see enough like confidence in the market right now. It's a pretty decent scalp short, this, actually. To be honest, I might do it. I have done it. That's just on one account. So I'll just take a little scalp short, see how it goes, because hey, if we're gonna get the bears some action, then let's just get it here. Okay. So this is just the same thing, but this is only this well, the first time we've really had a VWAP trade off of this, and the trend is down for today. We've not changed any market structure yet, so we're still continuing. Oh, it's close. Again, this reclaims VWAP. I'm very happy to jump on the other side and take a long. But anyway, the what I want to go over as well is let's just have a look at some of the legacy markets, because I think that is quite interesting in where we could see price going. So we get these continued moves down into this golden pocket region on the S&P. In fact, recently this has been the 0.5 more so. So 0.5 here, 0.5 here, okay. So we see S&P 500 has had a little bit of a bounce. It's taken these lows. So we've got a little bit of a bounce going on underway on S&P 500. And yeah, it's just, again, I think that we could see a little bit more of a move down on the open of the US stock market today. So we'll see how that goes. Again, it's relatively normal that we would see a bounce here. And then again, if we're looking on ES, then this was the area in which we were looking for on Friday night. So we did highlight this area with the 0.5 on Friday night stream as this being an area that you would expect price to come into. So we have had that bounce off of that this morning on the ES, which is pretty good. However, there could be another move down on this later on today, and we'll have to just monitor that. I would be looking at this as being the next area of support on this chart. The S&P itself, it does have this gap down here at 4441, 4,441, which would be just a little bit lower. So again, this kind of just lines up nicely with, okay, there's a gap down here, yeah. So this could be this little bounce that we're getting underway, then it comes to fill the gap, and then we get the reversal. So again, we'll monitor that. And Dow Jones is in this interesting area as well. So what this has been doing recently is having this move down into the 0.5, which we have seen already. So we've had this move down into the 0.5, we've had this move down into the 0.5 here, and then it just takes out these lows, which it's in the process of doing. I think this could go a little bit lower because once again, I do think there's a little gap here that's very similar to this. I guess it's not much at all really. There's a tiny little one here. So possibly we'd see this other just final flush on the markets, on the Dow Jones as well. So yeah, that's kind of the short-term stuff that I'm looking at. So one more move down, then reversal, I think would be quite nice. That does seem to be the way that most of these markets seem to be shaping up. If it does reverse early, then that's very bullish. We can have a look at, of course, there will be massive bullish CVD divergence right now. So when you take this back against these previous lows here, so again, we haven't taken out these lows, so this is valid. So you can see the CVD on here with this trending down, and then on here we are moving very slightly up. Okay, it's a higher low at this point, so we do have that. Again, if we can claim VWAP, then that looks pretty constructive. The heat map has shown clear absorption within this area. Okay, so again, there is definite buying interest here, and there's not a lot of selling interest. Okay, so yeah, it's yeah, heat maps looking good on, this is on Binance. Anyway, let's have a look on FTX. FTX, maybe this is showing that we could go that little bit lower. Okay, we do have some buying interest coming down. If we do just make this a little bit clearer. Whoops. So again, you can kind of see interest here and here on FTX. So again, that could just support this idea of there being one more move down before we get that last little flush of, yeah, that last shakeout before we do get a reversal on here. What else do we have? I also want to have a quick look, and again, this supports it, okay? So funding rates, very neutral, okay? Maybe this needs to, I don't know why Bybit is so high on the USDT margin. That's very strange. But overall, very neutral funding rates. I think we could just have, again, one last move down before this does pick up and reverse. What we're seeing on the higher time frames, again, I don't see this as being bear market territory at the moment. So we do have, I just want to go over a few bits of more macro stuff, and then we'll go back to the low time frames again, because we are getting this little bounce. We are at VWAP. We'll see what happens with that. But this is what I mean. This is with a clear distribution at the highs that we had previously, and you can see, first of all, this is the miner outflows, and we've not really had any interest in major selling from the miners at the moment. So if this was a big distribution and we were going to go into, again, a multi-year bear market, with this being our lower high, I would expect to see this selling or this outflow from miners into exchanges going, well, continuing here, whereas it's actually dropping off. So I do think we're more likely going to see a bear trap from this, and probably all-time highs in the next month or so. Which is kind of good. This is the dip, okay? But locally, I think we go lower, although macro, I do think this is the dip. So just don't get yourself liquidated for any short-term stuff, because I am still very bullish long-term. Again, we have all exchanges reserved. We're probably going to see a pretty major supply squeeze on exchanges soon as well. So you can see we're in this continuing downtrend of Bitcoin that's held by exchanges. So there's not a lot of Bitcoin to be bought anymore. So again, that supply shock can come into the market, and I would expect that to happen quite soon. I do think we're seeing a pretty massive accumulation within this area. And again, you could see as the confidence came into the market, a lot of Bitcoin getting bought up, okay, for this move. And then once again, we're seeing a lot of Bitcoin getting bought up on this dip. So we'll have to monitor that. Net unrealized losses, you can see that most of the market was shaken out down here. We've had a bit of a shakeout here as well. That's not so interesting. And then here, just leverage has been wiped out really nicely. Okay, so we're at that same amount of leverage that we were at when we were back within this 30k region. So this dip for me is all derivatives, rather than, there's not really any spot selling or anything going on here. So this is mainly derivatives that are just selling this and just getting liquidations. So yeah, overall, everything looks very healthy in the market overall, but we'll see if we can get that last little move down, and then I will be pretty much a bull from there on in. Okay, we can have a look at just if there are any major levels. Yeah, just to cover on this here. I'd quite like to have a look and see if there are any points of control a bit lower that we can look at. So yeah, we do have this naked point of control. We've got a couple of them. So again, Binance telling us around 40,800, and then this one lower down around 39,300. That's the same on Bybit. So we do have that NPOC on Bybit. On FTX, we are looking at, again, that 39,300 area. The point of control of this day was up here. Yeah, okay, so those are some levels to the downside. How's this scalp short getting along? I might take a bit of profit off of this. Quick take profit on the scalp short, just because this might come back up and stop me out, because I am leaning bullish overall. We might not get this liquidity lower. Oh, I got itchy nose. Why do I always have an itchy nose in the morning? Um, yeah, okay. So worst case scenario, I think for um anyone, if you're in a long position, I would be looking to stack a long position within this area if we do come down there. So we'll see. Maybe this can get one last flush and then reverse, and we'll be back on our way again. That would be quite nice. Um, it does seem like that's what could quite possibly happen here. Ah, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. Itchy nose is a signal for long or short. I don't know. It's a let's just wait and see. I think the US market open will be a very interesting open today. Bu- 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 bu. Hello, Luke, and thanks for streaming. What do you think about the 24th of this month? We have options expiry can influence something. Yeah, end of month. There's always an options expiry at the end of the month. It will give us end of the month price action. It's not anything too massive. Like it will cause increases in volatility in either direction, but yeah, I don't think it has a massive impact on the market. I think there's for one day in the month. I think Bitcoin being a 24-hour market like it is, and the majority of Bitcoin traded is on derivatives exchange that are open 24 hours, I don't think it's going to have a massive impact on like really holding price where it is. However, on that day, I do expect more volatility. More volatility. Tony M. Luke, seen some EW talking about 618 extension at 47k before possible drop lower. I think, honestly, I think now at this point, as soon as we break market structure, we're going higher. I don't think we're going to see any more. Um, like, how often really do you see Bitcoin do something very straightforward, like, yeah, move up to here and then you come into here and then do that? I think what is more likely is we're just going to squeeze as many shorts as possible, stop as many people as possible quickly, and then you'd see a reversal out of this that would be um quite fast. Like I certainly wouldn't be. Let's have a look. So what this would be looking at a. I already see a decent count here. Yeah. I have to see that. Like, I'm not sure. Again, has anyone got a? Is this in the Bitcoin thing or anything? Yeah, we'll see. What we probably do have here as well, if this does get taken out. Yeah. Looking around the 786. Maybe a bit lower. Maybe let's go 886. Let's go 85. Ooh. Oh, this is nice. All right. This gives a pretty good area if we do see some kind of harmonic play out. Where was the one? Oh, man. Back there. Anthony Holloway, tag me a schematic on Bitcoin's chart. Let's have a look. Ah, okay, yes. This looks quite nice, actually. Robin, I've not seen these charts before. Let's take a look at this. Anthony, was it you that was asking about... So was this the thing that had this move up to 47 and then this move down? What I would say at the moment is that we've probably had this leg, like this is probably done now on here. So I think because we're now back down here, I think we've probably moved into this phase where we do potentially see the spring and then we have the reversal. That probably lines up quite well with my theory. So this would be quite nice. Again, looking at this, not needing to, it doesn't need to get up this high. What we've seen is something down here. We're currently here, so we possibly are looking for this spring before we do get again the rest of whoa the rest of this playing out. Mouse went crazy. Yeah. What else do we have that we can look at on here? So yeah, we do have this potential Gartley setup in play. You know what, I'll just hide these or group them together. So this is these two. That goes into here. So annoying having to read all these. Daily open. That'll go onto zone. Liquidity gap. That's fine. Okay. Exito. Yeah. Whatever time you like. I'm always pretty. Yeah. I'm usually around. So. Um. Yeah. If you wanted to book in a call today, then I am around this afternoon. Tomorrow I'm around morning. So UK time morning. That'd be pretty good. But yeah, if there's time on the calendar, then yeah, feel free to do that. Are the mega obvious buy walls still there at 37k? Like you said, smells like a bear trap. I think, yeah, I'm not looking at anything down at 37k, really. I think if we go to 37k, I'd actually be more bearish. I think that would then become very difficult to get back above 50k again. And yeah, my long-term outlook on that would probably get a little bit more bearish. Uh, yeah, I honestly think what's going on here, like, could you draw this into some kind of wedge? This could take a few more days to play out, but again, I am leaning bullish here. I'm just going to ignore all the nonsense that's going in the chat. If people argue in chat, I'm just going to just remove you from, like, I can very simply just go, like, click here and just remove all of your stuff. So, yeah. Good vibes only in this community. That's what I'm going for. If people start arguing in chat, I'll just remove all your comments and just silence you from being able to talk in here. So it's fine by me. I have complete control. Haha. I am yeah. Why does this small range feel like a mini range from June to July? Yeah, exactly. This whole this whole area that we've been in at the moment is very much like a speeded up repeat of what happened from basically March through to July. So what we could see, of course, is we don't know yet, like this being the first major change of market structure, you can kind of almost draw things. Let me just do this because this would be a slightly more bearish outlook. Oh, this is the other thing as well. I have to also mention, this is massively important, okay, our anchored VWAPs, one from our all-time high and one from our recent low, so this whole move up. Across pretty much every exchange at the moment, we are being held up by both of those, and that is very, very good. So yeah, I'd be overall... yeah, overall, if these are holding, then I'm very bullish. What I would like to see again is if we do see a move below here, then these would need to get quickly reclaimed in order for me to then yeah, I wouldn't want to see price, like if we are going to get a move down here, I'd want to see this quickly reclaimed and moving back up. I do think we're going to be seeing all-time highs soon, so yeah, let's just see how this goes. And again, this is probably looks to me like it could be coming through this VWAP. Super double VWAP. Yeah. But yeah, I'll show you this on all the other exchanges. So FTX, we're here. Okay, so being held up by both of these. Binance, we have it there, not so much. Coinbase, so the spot exchanges as well. A lot of these things all showing BitMEX here. So you got that double one here on BitMEX. We did have that quick move below. And then, of course, Bybit, which we are looking at. If we do bring those up again, this is where we are. So, yeah. Yeah, this looks all right now. You know what? Yeah, maybe we just get a short squeeze today. We'll see. Ashcan thinks Georgia Adelaide's some new bot. Uh, that's better. I warned him. Can't say I didn't warn him. Have a look on Ethereum as well, actually. Do you know Max's DPRR setup? I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh man. I have nothing against people if they want to share their opinions, but if you start just having to go at other members and or other people within the chat, then it's just silly. Just grow up. Oh, Litecoin clearly never came down there. Well, when you look at a lot of the alts as well, it's a much clearer range on a lot of the altcoins. Bitcoin's being a bit weird. Let's just close these down again. YouTube algorithm would love the activity, yeah. Yeah, we've got 118 viewers in here, 42 likes. Let's get this up to 50 likes, people. Let's try and smash up the likes, and that'll be very nice. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, 45k again looks like it could end up being resistance for a little bit. I'm gonna remove these lines because yeah. Kappa helmet. Is there any way to know we are ready to bounce either direction? How's volume looking? Volume's looking really flat at the moment, so that's the thing. I do think, yeah, what would I like to see? It's kind of hard to call. At the moment, you just got to wait and see some volume coming in from somewhere. I think if we're going to see a short squeeze now and these lows aren't going to get taken out, then again, we will probably see a sign of strength fairly soon. The problem is our daily open is way up here, and it might not really give an entry on this. Uh, so again, I did just, because I did say reclaim VWAP, take the long. I got the scalp short off of it the first time, and now it's a small long position, but I think if we do come into 45 and we take out these highs, I probably would just be looking for another leg down on this. So we do have an area here, of course. If that can get taken, that is where there will possibly be stop losses here. Yeah, I don't really think we get any kind of move until, yeah, probably like 2:30 or something. Maybe I'll come back on stream. Maybe we'll do the New York Open on another stream. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of set things up for today. Just kind of giving, I'm better at doing this in video format because I get too easily distracted when I'm doing a stream. So we have potential scenarios here of taking these lows, hitting this daily level, coming into this little green box here. If we are going to flush lower, then we are looking really at like 42,250 down to 40,500. I don't think that at this stage is the most likely option. I'm still seeing this as a range being put in rather than us falling further down. The high time frames are all looking fine, so I do, again, eventually, my bias is that we are going to go higher and that this is going to be a bear trap and we're going to see much higher prices. And yeah, all of like the on-chain stuff is backing that up. We have some intraday trading that we can do. We've got a poor low here, so again, that would increase the probabilities of another quick move down, probably around New York Open. And again, it's just level by level, but everything's very low time frame again. So I'm not that interested in trading these low time frames. Yes, we're at this day, we're at the value area high here, and the previous day value area low. Yeah. Kappa, I feel like there's going to be an influx of panic if we drop another level. Yeah, that's what I think as well. And I do believe that that would be that final flush before we do get a reversal back to the upside. And that would go quite nicely with the rest of the large caps as well. Like Ethereum, if we can get a move down, here. Like we know the levels that we're waiting for on a lot of these assets. So Ethereum, if we can get this move down, that would be really nice. Litecoin, again, we're looking down at this daily level. So possibly it just needs to take out, everything just needs to take out possibly this wick low down at the bottom here. And then I'd feel much better on what we have. Yeah, a lot of red in the market today. Lots of stuff pulling back, which is nice. All these lines from drawing on a Friday night stream. Cool. Bring the panic. It will fill my lungs nicely. Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for. Is he kicking off in Bitcoin chat? Oh, this guy's ridiculous. I'm just gonna do this. This is funny. It's clearly winding him up. Oh, should we show it on screen? Where is he? Discord. So apparently we're all noobs. Great. He's been winding people up in the chat for ages. I think I'm just going to kick him out of the community. There's no point. We'll have a group decision on this. Okay, so that has just taken the highs. So yeah, he's harmless. Let's have a look at Sol. Okay, yeah. I will end this in a minute because I just can't be bothered anymore. There's not a whole lot going on, so whoa, we're way up here. Sol is ridiculous. Like actually ridiculous. What can we say on this? Came down into like 4-hour lows, but not a lot more. So BTC, is that giving us anything more? I'm just not interested in entering stuff that's up here. Yeah, it's all the same kind of thing. So BTC is a bit nicer. I think if we see pullbacks on the BTC chart, then that would be where I'd probably look to enter. Let's go for... We got some daily levels, but they're nothing major. Probably the next area I'd look to... These 4-hour ones have been tested. Yeah. I think yeah, if we're looking at SOL, I think it's more likely that we probably get a bounce up to this, like, what's that, 500 sats area, and then I'd be looking for a move down into this 29,000 sats kind of area, take out these lows, come into towards where these daily levels are, and that would look pretty good. Again, then I think that would probably get a bounce, and then that could just continue being a downtrend that you could possibly channel or something. Tom J, do you still think BTC will hit 170 to 180k this year? Like I always said, this was my prediction at the start of the bull run for 180 to 220,000. If we break all-time highs this year, then yeah, I think that's kind of likely because we'll go into another like big parabolic phase again on the market. But yeah. Do you mind seeing AVAX? Yeah, I'll have a quick look on AVAX. Now AVAX looks okay. It never came down as far as we wanted it to. That's annoying. But AVAX is one of those that I was... When were we looking at that? Oh, so it did break all-time high. Okay, so it did kind of reach where we were. We were looking at this, well, I guess back here. Whenever it was I was looking at it. And again, I was looking at this as a reaccumulation kind of schematic going on here. What we do have is currently just back testing previous resistance as support. However, it is held below this daily level right now. So although we've not got this anymore, you could see this possibly as a deviation from this range. And we'd now have to be looking... Maybe that same setup is nice on this. It is nice. So actually the setup that we did have, thinking that we would get a pullback and then break all-time high, has kind of... it's possibly happening the other way around. So yeah, we're currently held below this daily level. It did break all-time high briefly, and I do think we probably, if we can get a pullback again within this like $41 area, that would look really nice. So yeah. Luxury's here. Hello. For an absorption phase, blah, blah, for an absorption phase, we'd like a reaction with comparable order of magnitude to the wick to 42k volume order flow. What's your take on current order flow going into these lows? Yeah, volume's low. There's a lot of indecision at the moment, so it's just... So what are you saying? Would like a reaction with a comparable order of magnitude to the wick to 42k. Yes, right. I think I get what you mean. So what we're looking for, and yeah, this makes sense. So you'd want to see volume. Like volume here was really high. I don't think we're going to see that high, but I would like to see a spike in volume in order to get some confirmation of which way this is going to go. At the moment, we're not really getting any of that. It's just very, very low volume. What we can do on here is just bring on the volatility. Let's lose the RSI and the MACD. Do we have any divergence, actually? Just before I get rid of these. do have some pretty good bullish divergence on these lows, especially on the 4 hour, which is the one that I do like. But then we had hidden bearish on this as well. So yeah, not really too much to read into on that. So, 4 hour volatility is very, very low right now. And this is what we were saying when we were back within this area, that it's likely that volatility does pick up soon. Again, I do think that we're going to see quite a significant move soon on this. It can remain flat for a while and maybe let this kind of moving average move down a little bit and just chill out before we see any major moves out of this. So I think, yeah, possibly still a little bit too early. We're looking at, if this is going to get a reversal, I do think we're looking at a bit more time playing out, but this could still just continue grinding. So maybe it just comes into this area, gets a move up, maybe rejects at the weekly, then again finally gets that move down into here before then volatility picks up, which will give chance just for this all to just calm down, volatility just to remain low for a while, and then we just look at that really spike up. But yeah, the volume and the volatility is very low at the moment. Yeah. This indicator, this is the, what is it called? Historical volatility percentile and SMA. That basically just shows volatility, I guess. So yeah, it is interesting to look at in order to time moves, just to know when volatility is looking low. Levels, anything on here? So we're holding the previous daily low at the moment. The yearly VWAP is clearly wrong. I hate it when it does that. Okay. Maybe it's not wrong. Apparently that is our yearly VWAP. Yep. What's the moon phase indicator saying? Yeah, let's have a look at that. It's actually got some nice moves recently, hasn't it? Moon phases. It got the high, didn't it? Yeah, it got the high perfectly. And then actually it gets some quite nice pivots. It seems to always have a pivot on the moon phase. Yeah. We do joke about it, but hey, it works in a weird way. It does work. When will be the next moon? Moony. Full moon. I do not know. There we go. Anyway. Bullish moon phase before the end of the week, yeah. When the market is this slow and boring, I feel they just want us to sell so they can accumulate, yeah. Again, that's pretty much it. That is exactly what they do. These ranges and these periods of very low volume and low volatility are just designed to bore people out of the market. A lot of the time, it's when you're not seeing any aggression either way, it's just a case of yeah, you don't. There's not really that much reason to trade it. So yeah, just go wait and see. Adam's awesome. I assume you're asking about the moon phases. What's it based off? It's just basically like full moons, isn't it? I can see some. I always say this. People do joke about it a lot, the moon phases, but I can see some merit in it. You get a lot of suspicious, superstitious people in the world that will like emotions will be higher for them during these periods of time. So when you do have these full moons, and it can cause, again, like Sam was saying, it can be like a self-fulfilling prophecy that people are expecting big moves to happen on those days. People are maybe more emotionally like unstable during those periods of time, and of course there are going to be like people with a lot of money that probably just use it to play around with the market. So yeah, it's a lot like Fibonacci stuff. Yeah, obviously Fibs have a lot more going on. Like a moon phase only happens once a month, but there's something scientific and psychological about it. Yeah, but how much effect it has on what decisions you can make in the market, just not really very much. Um, Cool. Well, yeah, that's going to do it for me. We have a Gartley set up with a target around tomorrow morning. I do think we see another move down on the stock market today, probably on open. So maybe I'll pop back on in about an hour once we do get the New York Open on there. Um, yeah, and we'll just have to see. Whoa, what am I doing? So yeah, the moment SPX is going to open somewhere around this area. So yeah, SPX is going to gap up today, and then we do have this gap down here. So if we do gap up, I would probably expect a move down on the open and then a reversal. But we'll just we'll have to see how that plays out. But anyway, thanks for watching. I will catch everyone later on if we do get some price action. And yeah, that'll do me. All right. Cheers guys.